Did you know that a lot of teenagers and adults are actually addicted to negative emotions, to bad things happening? Oh no, something bad is going to happen, and secretly hope that something bad happens so they have something. Because the majority of life is very, very boring. Why do you think people get addicted to heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine? It's because of something. It fires off a whole bunch of dopamine and chemicals inside of the brain. The same thing happens when maybe you get into an argument with a random person in public. A whole bunch of chemicals get fired off inside of your brain. When you're in a car accident, oh my god, he just kind of came out of nowhere, this and that, and blah blah blah, and oh, you're probably gonna have to call the lawyer up. Oh yeah, the lawyer's gonna call you back in a couple weeks. Especially like a lot of Karens, like a lot of women in their 50s and 60s. And not just the Karens, but some people, a lot of women. What the goddamn hell is a bird doing up at this hour? It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Probably woke him up. Sorry, little dude. They go out of their way. This is like the majority of adults, especially in Los Angeles County. They go out of their way to cause a problem so that they have something to complain about. A lot of black people do this. What the fuck you looking at? There's not actually somebody over there. I'm just giving you an example of that. Literally, we act like monkeys sometimes. We act like, in the hoods, in the ghettos, it's like, oh, I'm wearing a red shirt, you're wearing a blue shirt, and I don't like that. Because of colors? Like you're a freaking 5-year-old? And especially you hear like, oh, freaking yee, uh-oh. What happened? Uh-oh. I don't know if you guys could see them. But they're hiding in the bushes. We're just gonna go ahead and back away. Oh, he's having them pull inside of the parking lot that I was just over in. See, maybe even like that. You know, maybe he was, this is 50 miles per hour. Maybe he's going freaking 65. And he sees a car pulling up behind him. And maybe, just maybe, instead of slowing down and you see a cop coming up behind you, maybe, oh, I'm not going to let this guy fucking tell me what to do. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm fucking old from D block. Fuck, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. This is just an example. Maybe it was just a simple infraction. Maybe they're a really good person. I don't know. What I do know is that it is the truth that people are completely addicted to bad things happening, to negative situations, and they're so addicted to it that they'll literally go out in public and cause a problem so that they have something, because life is So boring. And at least with like the druggies, the people who use like methamphetamine and other drugs, I sympathize with them because life is just so it's just so boring that it's just like, what are you supposed to do? Here's what you're supposed to do is that, you're supposed to educate yourself. You're supposed to have a book in your hand quite regularly. You're supposed to be going to the gym. You're supposed to be getting stronger physically and mentally and becoming closer and closer to a superior man. Why don't people do that? Because it's boring as shit. You literally have to be, by definition, insane to do it. Because, say, if you're going into the gym and you're working out and, you're busting your ass, you're putting like a fucking hour on the treadmill, you're freaking, lifting up the weights, you're doing this and that. A freaking week goes by and, oh my God, you look even like a little bit more fatter than you did when you started. So it's like the definition of being insane is doing the same thing over and over again with no better result. It's like literally to transform, you need to legitimately be insane. That's fucking boring as shit. It's like, especially, you're going in the gym and you're going to the freaking library. Oh my God. How boring is that? There's like no entertainment. The book doesn't even speak to you. It doesn't make any noises. There's no pictures in it. And it's just like, it's just like you have to use your brain to freaking read these pieces of paper like on a weekly basis. Oh my God. It's just like, I'd rather just go out in public and like, cause a problem. That's way more exciting than to freaking read a book. I guess as the old saying goes, if it were easy, everybody would do it, is true. Because it's a lot easier to be a bad person. It's a lot easier to be negative. It's a lot easier to talk trash on those who do take the worthy path. And it's a choice. For me, I could be a bad person, especially accounting on my past of like, my family dropping me and letting me be out on the sidewalk and having to go into trash cans and try to find food to survive. It's like, I could have just keep on stealing from grocery stores, but eventually they'll, can't have that guy in here, and like, they'll eventually get you, so you gotta go into the freaking trash cans and scoop something together like a freaking wild animal, like a raccoon, and like, your mom and dad are still out there, and it'll be so easy for them just to like, say, hey son, I understand that you're homeless like right now, why don't you come home so we can figure this out? Nope, not my parents. My parents would just rather me be out on the sidewalk. And the thing is, like, now it's like, I'm like in a lot better position in my life now that it's like a lot easier to accept me. It's like, if I were to go back to my parents, how fake would that be? It's like, oh, now I'm good enough for you? So fucked up. Can't believe they did that to me. They just let me go. But it's like, whatever, you keep on duking it out with life, trying to freaking survive and shit. And now it's just me. Now it's just all alone. It's like, this is a perfect time to completely wild out and freaking go and do stupid shit. Maybe go pick up some black tar heroin and see what that's like, or maybe go try some cocaine, or it's like, it sounds fun, it's just like, but it's like, no, it's like I choose to do the right path. And it's like, what is the right path? It's like, well, figuring it out. I gotta get in shape, gotta be smarter, and it's gonna take time, a lot of boring time too, like, doing things. Like, I decided, like, do I want to keep on making YouTube videos? I don't know yet. I don't know. That's it. I guess I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode of 5 o'clock in the morning. Bye.